In the fabric of existence, there exists a concept that transcends borders, religions, and cultures. It is the law of karma, a cosmic principle that suggests our actions reverberate through time and space, shaping our destiny and influencing the world around us. Karma is more than a belief, it is a profound philosophy that touches on the fundamental questions of human existence. It challenges us to contemplate the interconnectedness of our actions and their consequences, prompting us to consider whether our fate is predetermined, or if we hold the power to mold our destinies through mindful choices. Karma is a Sanskrit word meaning action, work, or deed, and refers to the sum total of all deeds one has done or got done through his mind, speech, or body, either in this life or in previous lives. Karma also refers to the spiritual principle of cause and effect, which states that an action is always accompanied by its consequences. The result of a deed is inherent in the deed itself. No one can escape the effects of his or her actions. Anything good or bad one does through his thoughts, words, or senses creates an equivalent response that comes back to him, sooner or later, in one form or another. As you sow, so shall you reap. This doctrine, known as the karmic cycle, governs one's life perpetually. It is also important for us to know that karma is a precise science. It is a universal law, in the same way that gravity is a law of nature. If you jump off a skyscraper, you will very likely die, and if you harm someone, you will be hurt at some point. Science has discovered that everything in nature obeys laws. These natural laws are impartial and indiscriminate. The doctrine of karma is not optional but mandatory. Everyone has to abide by this law. This law of cause and effect can be said to be the spiritual equivalent of Newton's law of motion, which states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Being universal in nature, the doctrine of karma is impartial. It is not biased in favor of or against anyone. Not only the outward life, but the law of karma applies to the inner being as well. Apart from the worldly rewards and punishments, any noble or evil deed produces corresponding pleasant or unpleasant vibrations inside, which cause a sense of satisfaction or guilt in the mind. That is why it is said that one is punished not only for his evil deeds but also by his evil deeds. Buddha said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." In the eastern part of the world, karma is a way of explaining misfortune for those who do not appear to deserve it. Could their misfortune be due to wrong actions in their previous lives? There was a story about a mother who gave birth during an earthquake when the apartment collapsed, killing her. Yet her baby survived and was discovered unharmed in the wreckage. There is no logical explanation for this event, and people drive themselves crazy trying to understand why certain things happen the way they do. Understanding karma can help end this mental torture. Karma is also a way to explain things like child prodigies, who are exceptional artists or musicians at a young age with little to no training. At times, in moments of anger or hurt, I have found myself thinking or saying, "Don't get so worked up about this, karma will seek them out." But, as I deepened in my spiritual practice and yoga studies, I began to understand that karma is a universal law, but it is far more significant and meaningful for our own awareness and success in human life than I first imagined. Understanding karma more deeply helps one move from being a victim to being more empowered. Understanding karma is about opening your heart to greater compassion and kindness, for yourself and others. When you are hurt or betrayed by others, instead of reacting angrily, it would be better to deal with your own hurt, consider the situation deeply before responding, and not create further bad karma for yourself. This is in no way endorsing being weak or not standing up for yourself. It's about being aware. The results of actions accrue to the individual who is performing the actions. Some of these results are expended in this very life, and others remain pending. The impressions of such pending results are carried along by the soul as it passes from one life to another. The pending results, thus, become the basis on which the quality of one's next life is determined, and this cycle continues. The load of one's karma is carried by the soul from life to life. In other words, man evolves in accordance with his actions, and the cycle of cause and effect does not break even at death. As we learn that every deed has to bear favorable or unfavorable fruits, one has to face the consequences of his deeds either in this life or in future lives. But it does not imply that the doctrine of karma is the same thing as fatalism. The doctrine of karma does not subscribe to the view that all events are decided in advance by a supernatural power and that human beings have no control over them. This doctrine does not negate the role of personal efforts in one's evolution. On the contrary, it assures that one's materialistic growth and spiritual attainment are in his own hands. Karma is not a doctrine of distress but an indication of hope. Though born with a certain karma, one has the freedom to liberate himself from the past karma by performing righteous action in the right spirit. One needs to keep in mind that today's action is tomorrow's karma. When one gives up his wicked ways and firmly resolves to abandon evil in the future, he soon overcomes grief. The Bhagavad Gita has provided mankind with the science of spirituality in a way of life through which the doctrine of karma, the natural order of cause and effect, can be transcended. The state of transcendence can be achieved not by any arbitrary interference with the laws of nature, but by breaking the chains of karma through the cultivation of an attitude of detachment, and an unshakable faith in the divine. Through such devotion, one discovers himself to be the unchanging self, which is beyond the bonds of work. Understanding karma is the key to living well. You can use the laws of karma to create success in your life. For example, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, then genuinely help others become entrepreneurs. This will create positive karma for you and sow the seeds for the opportunities you are creating for others to arise for you. If you want to heal something in your own life, help others heal. The law of karma is about choice. Sometimes we can't control what is happening in our world, but we can absolutely control how we respond to what is happening. This is hugely challenging when you're in the heat of an argument or when you've been rejected or wronged. But if we can stop, be aware in that moment, and respond with wisdom, we can very likely save ourselves from the endless cycle of hurt and loss. Whether you believe in karma or not, it is affecting you, and the principles can help you live a better life. The law of cause and effect is impeccable, universal, and totally unbiased. Yet, it can be transcended by gaining knowledge of one's true nature. When one realizes himself to be the imperishable soul, he attains that realm of reality that is beyond the burden of karma. He then reaches that state of being, which is beyond any sorrow. Thank you for staying with me till the end. If you liked this video, please remember to share your thoughts in the comments below. May you have a beautiful day.